Yes. Hello. Give me just a second to get set up here. Oh, you all probably can't hear me very well because my microphone is all the way over there. Give you a few seconds to jump on when you get here. Say hello. I'm going to share it a couple places. We could get going here. Sound off. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. All the things. I'm going to find the stream here in the group. So pull up questions. If you are there, say hello, hello. Let me turn my phone down too. And give everybody just a minute. I'm still kind of getting set up here. But we are going to go over some really cool, one very really cool thing. It has been many, many, many months in the making. I'm trying to find my live on here. I can't see it. Let's see it in the group. Okay, somebody says they see me and hear me. I just can't find the post in the group, the video. It's not showing for me. If you see this, are you watching it in the Facebook group? Or are you watching it on my Facebook page? Because I like to be able to try to watch it in the group so I can see that's where most of the comments are coming from. It's just weird. I mean, I'm here. You all say that you can hear me. I'm not sure I'm live in the group, though. Let me do it this way, then. Yep, I guess I'm not live in the group, so I'm going to share it to the group. Copy the page. All right. Well, all right. I can see you and hear you. You're on your page, not your group. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. My guess is something disconnected itself in the back end of my streaming program. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how much effort I'm going to put into trying to fix it because they're not going to let me even use this program come April 1st. So we're just going to ride it out with what we can. But I am live right now on the Dana Midkiff actual Facebook page because we are going to go over my probably favorite thing I've ever created. And that is for several different reasons. The main reason is because I created this for myself and I have been using it strictly for myself for many, many, many months. And so with that, it was born out of a need that I had for making things more efficient and listing and faster. Guys, I am at a scale where I cannot spend an hour, 5 hours, however long it might take you to have a new product go up on all the platforms, all the places, and we're going to talk about what all that means in a second, but I don't have the capacity to scale at the place and to continue at the pace that I am for it to take me hours for that to happen. So I have deep knowledge inside of backends of a lot of the systems that I use, that I created something for myself that I've been using and adapting and growing and tweaking. And honestly, what happened was I went to my mastermind that I hosted in August, and I showed them what I was doing, more just like encouragement for, hey, it doesn't have to suck this much. It can be more efficient. Here's some inspiration for not feeling like it's always bogged down. And they were like, what the heck did you just do? How did you do that? So I continued to tweak and use it myself. And I've had people testing it for me for a little while in different capacities. My original intent, which you've probably seen if you're looking inside the group, seeing kind of what was being posted and the questions I was asking, because I want to learn most from you all what you need out of this as well, was originally going to be a full Asana integration. And so with that, Asana is my lifeblood for staying organized, but I know it's not everyone else's. So looking at how best I could get this to you all and make it super easy has been my goal for a long while now. But I wasn't quite ready to make it something that I was ready to kind of release to you all, because you all are my favorite place on the entire internet. You get me, you get how hard it is to run a handmade business. You're doing the same struggles day in and day out that I am. And I did not want to release something to you that I did not feel like was going to give you the best results that I knew how to give. And I decided to kind of launch it with a couple people and get true, honest feedback from them. And that has been extremely priceless. So what you're going to see us demonstrate today, I say us, but it's just me hanging out in the office with y'all today. What you're going to see me demonstrate today is the easiest thing I have ever created for you to implement and to use. This is not a course. This is not some huge investment where you have to turn around and decide that you want to commit several weeks or sit down and watch all these videos. This is something that you can implement, and I would love to even see you implement it today, maybe even when we're on the live. In the description of this live, you can see the link to the listing, to the purchase landing page for what this is. Okay. So if you go to that link, you don't have to, but I'm going to show you what it looks like here in a second. But if you go to that, while we're working through, I have 2 people who have volunteered to be my examples. Go to that page and look at it. Follow what we're doing. And even better, type your own prompts into that box. And I want you to ideally run it with me on one of your products, because you may see how great it is for my 2 volunteers here who I'm using their products, but you are not going to grasp the amazingness of this unless it is your product and your things that generate inside this output. Okay. Big picture, what we are doing is we are giving the tool all of the information about our listing. We're not SEO optimizing it. We're not trying to dump all these beautiful long tail keywords and make sure that it's at a certain part of the sentence or all this and that. It is intended to be a brain dump of all of the things about your product that you could literally think of in relation to what someone would need to know in order to make a purchase. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to go check the comments real quick, and then I'm going to start to screen share because I want to pull up a couple of my examples here, and we're going to run through this. Okay, sound off. Let me know if you're there. You're going to see a couple of my people who had used this comment, not because I told them they had to come in here. Trust me, like they have day jobs too. But there's been enough of you all who have used this and ran through it that if you have, I would love if you would sound off as we're going through this. What worked for you, what didn't, how you're using it, all of these things. This link is live and available for everyone now. Yes. Okay. So I'm seeing comments. So I'm going to pull up here. I have my two examples over on this screen. Let me pull up. Give me just a second. I have way too many tabs open for a normal human being to be freaked out about what I am showing you. You would freak out if you just saw all my Google. All right. All right. You see, yep, it looks like it's switching. So this screen right here, we have gone to that link that is in the description of this video. Okay. Somebody says they're so excited. Yes, I'm so excited for you to see this. Okay. This is where I want you to live and to start when you are creating a listing. And when I say creating a listing, we are talking about you have images. Okay. So this is not something that's going to create images for you. You still have a product. You still have to have the images for it. Maybe you don't have the images yet, but you want to work on, this is for the text. This is for every piece of the actual listing part, except for your images. So when you're going to come to this page is ideally when you are ready to list the product and you have your photos that live somewhere else. The beauty of this, your photos are not going to come into this. Your photos don't have to even become a part of it. Okay. It's going to output something that you can then go to your platforms and upload it. And I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second. But I have worked really hard to make this super easy for you to use. So you're going to land on this page. Okay. You're going to come to this link each and every time that you want to create a new listing. Okay. So you're going to see two boxes here, customer input and a space for, if you have a SKU for your item, you can put it here so that the output that you receive is going to have your SKU in it in case that you want to go and search that. That information is there and it will be kind of tied to that for organizational purposes. SKUs are a whole nother conversation we're going to have in a different day. But if you have those SKUs, that was an important piece of it that I had many people say, hey, I need this to come back with an output of having its SKU in it. Okay. So these are two boxes, maybe just one that you have to fill out. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and it's going to have our instructions. Okay. So it's going to tell you to copy this prompt below, which is between the lines. Okay. So bottom line, top line. So we're going to copy these prompts. We're going to copy it and we're going to go up here and we're going to put it in that customer output or customer input box. And you can see, at least if you're on desktop, you can drag this box to be bigger. Okay. So it shouldn't be difficult for you to fill this out. And you're going to type in what it is, primary color, secondary color. Basically, these questions are intended not for you to answer every single one, but for you to not forget anything related to the important pieces about your listing. Okay. So you'll look down below. There's some instructions. You can delete entire questions if you've answered it elsewhere or it just does not apply. Okay. So if it talks about customization and or personalization and you don't have personalization, say that you don't have personalization, but all the details that it asks about personalization, just delete that question. Okay. You can add your own lines in, and it doesn't have to be in a question format. It could just be that you also wanted to add that your product does this and that, and it also comes with this and can be hung this way. Whatever detail, this box can be presented in as robust of a format as you want it to be. And that's the biggest thing that I want you to see inside of kind of my instructions here is be as detailed as possible. So the feedback that I've received from people specific over the last couple of days who have been cranking out this iteration of the tool is that they have seen after getting their first listing back that if they had given it more thought or put more information into this piece of it, of putting it into this box, they would have gotten an even better result. So what I want you to do is take a little bit of time to fill this out. And when I say a little bit of time, my structure of the questions should prompt you to be able to fill all of this out in less than 5 minutes. I would love to see you do this in less than 5 minutes. Okay. I would love, if any of y'all are intrigued about running this with your business while we are on the phone, or while we're on the phone, while I'm on this live, go to that link inside the description and start to type these things in for your product. This is going to be one specific new product that you're listing. You can put it in an existing product if you want, but you have to answer the questions. The other piece of it is leave the question in there if it's one of mine. That way you can just type, what is the primary color? Red. Any secondary colors? Pink. Okay? That way you don't have to type more things. You want to leave that question in there because if you just do red and pink, it's not providing enough information to the tool in order to give you the best listing that you're going to get possible. Okay. I will show you what I mean by what you're going to get here in just a second. Okay. So be as detailed as possible. My other explanation in explaining to people literally how to type this out is similar to alt text. And if you don't know what alt text is, it's kind of the back end wording on an image that explains to someone who is visually impaired what that image is. So when you have an image, say the image here for my logo for the one handmade listing, my alt text for that would be pink background with a white circle in the middle and the text one handmade listing. Okay. So if you are looking for kind of a thing to remind you how to fill this box out, it would be to do it in a way where you are pretending like you are speaking to a blind person who is not able to be there and hold and touch and feel your things. So they can't see it, they can't hold it, they can't touch it. Okay. So if you have a door hanger that you're hanging up, make sure that you tell it the things that you think are native to just you knowing. It's a door hanger, it's going to come with a hanger. No, tell it it's hung by this string, or it has this type of hanger on the back, or it doesn't include this kind of hanger. The more detail that you can give it, the better off you're going to be. It does not have to be in SEO terms, no long tail keyword. Like, we're not trying to format this in a certain way. We are brain dumping to this tool and letting it do the beautiful work. Okay, so I'm not going to pull up my screen, but I am going to copy one of my people's examples that they gave me for their product. Okay, so this is just someone who has volunteered. So I'm going to erase what is in here in this box and I'm going to paste her answers. And I want to show you some of her answers to help you see a couple of things. One, when she filled it out, it does not have the spaces between the lines for the question. That's perfectly fine. You are just trying to get the information into this. I'm going to separate it a little bit as we go down so that you can see how she's answered the question. So she's telling you about the fabric topper on the top of this. She's just giving you the options here. There's no SEO play. There's no long tail keywords, none of this. She's just brain dumping all of the pieces about this. Okay. Who uses it? This is beautiful in the way that she's presented this because she has done the research on her market. She knows what her product is and she knows a lot of the people who buy it. But turning around and creating long tail keywords from a lot of that is really, really difficult, trying to touch all of those people. Okay. But she can brain dump very easily here the name of all of those people. And that's the beautiful part of it. Okay. So who uses it? She's dumped all these names in here. Okay. What are its sizes? So she's getting much detail as possible. Okay. How can it be gifted from and who? So I have phrased this question in a way to make sure that you are trying to tell as many people who it can go to, but also who it can be gifted from. Because if you've done any type of SEO research, you know that a lot of times the long tail keywords or the things that we're getting found for isn't Christmas gift. It's Christmas gift from son to mom. okay, or birthday gift from husband to wife. So listing those people out in this is fantastic. Now she's got Ravelry here. That is a word that is specific to her people and her niche and her market. Those kinds of words are the things that I would love for you to be putting into this. The beautiful part about this, and I kind of have this down in the notes, and I also have it in the output that you will receive, is that if you do this work the first time, the person who's given me this example item right here, a lot of what she sells is selling to the same market over and over and over again. So if she copies this prompt here and just saves it somewhere, she can go back and at least use that now as a jumping point, and she doesn't have to come back up with the names of who it can be gifted to and from. She can even add more onto that as she grows and thinks and evolves into adding kind of those people onto there. But the next time she were to go list a very similar item, or at least an item to the same group or target market, she's already got half the work done. I bet she could do this in 1 to 2 minutes the second time around. Okay. Any restrictions? She has put in there the restrictions related to the top part of her product, that is the pin cushion. Okay. So if that question maybe did not apply to her, all she has to do is delete that out of here. There's nothing wrong with eliminating questions that do not apply to you. Okay. I'm going to put that back in there because it's important for her. What materials is it made out of? So this is where you're going to talk about that the backer is made out of wood and the front is acrylic, that the string is jute rope. It's got a metal door hanger on the back. Just all of these things. Again, not SEO friendly, just brain dumping what it's made out of. Okay. Is it for an adult or child, to help garner which direction kind of we are gifting and using? Any extra items that it includes. I have found that a lot of people often exclude these things from their listing, not intentionally, but they just don't think about the fact that people want to know what else that they get from this. Okay. So she has included her extra items. And then here's an important fact, or an important question that I will explain in a little bit why it matters or why it helps. And yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But it also will help the tool just know kind of if you did not clarify well enough what this is or what type of category it's falling into, this will help do that. Okay. Also to note, the last question is super important. Up to what 3 holidays or occasions are you wanting to focus on the most? You may be selling a product that could sell to birthdays, anniversaries, 50th birthday party, Christmas gift, Easter gift, all of these things. At a certain point, in order to stay focused on how to list your item, and I'm going to show you, Etsy gives you, we're going to try to list it multiple times. But even on Amazon or on Shopify, you don't want to have all of your focus be across the board on all of those things. You can have some of those words in there, but you need to know where best you would be trying to sell this, at least for the upcoming future. Maybe 6 months down the road, you know that you need to go into all of your listings and change birthday to Christmas. Great. But right now, you to get this up, stay focused on the main 3 things that you were trying to sell this for. Okay. Ideally, one of those would be a year-long thing. So birthday, anniversary, something that you could sell year-long. Okay. So I am going to, this is her answers right here. We're going to work through another example. I'm going to stop my screen share though, because I'm going to go purchase this listing. You're going to see me come back. Okay. I'm going to go purchase this listing. That way you don't see my address and all the things. All right. So I literally just went down and added to cart. All I am adding to the cart is the input of that box. Give me just a second. Tell me what questions you have. I know that you don't probably have a whole lot of questions yet until you see the output. We're going to check out. Almost done here. Sorry, it wanted my shop pay code. So, you know, and I promise that me going through this in detail is not how long it will take for this to go up for you. I've gone through this enough with training and teaching multiple people over the last little bit that um, I know what questions and what things that I can detail out for you for the first time in order to make it go much smoother for you, even on the first go around. Okay. So I have purchased that listing. I will receive an order confirmation for that. And I'm going to wait just a minute because what will happen is I will show you the output. And unless the system is bogged down, I should get that output in like 3 minutes, maybe 5. Okay. So we're going to go back and we're going to do another one. I'm going to show you one other person's example and then run theirs through it so that you can see another example and another piece of output and ask any questions related to that. It's also very inspiring to see other people's, the way that they're filling it in. There is a second example right here, or not a second example. There is an example image here for a way to fill it out to just kind of help spur you on how detailed some of these questions might be, how ideas for how better you could explain it. Okay. So let me go back and share my screen again. It's going to pop up. Whoever just said, I can right now in looking through this this screen, I can only see Facebook user unless you give it the rights to see it. So I will look and see who said that in a little bit. But somebody said they just got here in the live. We have just run through one iteration of it, but no one's seen the output yet. So you came in at a great time. We are about to do a second person's example here. And then we're going to push that through and I will show you both of the outputs related to that. Okay, so let me go grab my second volunteers' answers here. And remember, if you're on your desktop, you can slide this box down. The template is always down here, copy. If you don't have copied what you were using before, okay, it's always there. You can always start from scratch from that, copy it, paste it up here into the box, and fill in the answers, okay? So you can see, I'm going to separate a little bit just visually so you all can see what she's done, but you do not have to have the spaces between the lines, okay? So here's another fantastic example of how best to brain dump very detailed so that you get the best output. What is it? Okay. She has listed all of the things that it is. Okay. And this shows me that this is someone who is experienced in knowing their product. They know how to get, they know how to find, they already know the things that people call their product. They already know what it is and the different ways it's used. Okay. So she's got a backpack accessory and pocket rosary. Okay. She's given it as much information as possible about what she already knows. The goal is for you to use it based off your information and to be able to put it in there as cleanly and as quickly as possible. Number one goal for me is to have you be able to do this quickly. So who uses it? And this was a great example that I wanted to show you because she has very, very detailed lined out who uses it. Lots and lots of people are being listed here. She has all kinds of examples here who are using these items. Okay. My biggest suggestion though, I'm not going to be seeing these prompts. This is going to run through the tool on its own. Okay. But there's another upgrade that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. Putting side filled in there is not my suggestion. Okay. But she is putting that in there so that she can either decide to take that out later if it comes back as part of the prompts that she receives, or she can decide just to not use it. Okay. That's up to her. That's her business and how she wants to handle it. I'm not saying I advise to do that, but it may, because she has put that in there, provide prompts that are worded in a certain way. So I don't hate that it's in there. She just has to decide if that word is going to go into her description. Okay. So what are its sizes? She has fully explained all the different sizes here. Okay. All the information related to it. How can it be gifted? Again, Lots of ideas here that she's already come up with. Any restrictions? No. So she's explaining that there's no restrictions and giving detail related to the fact that there are no restrictions. Beautiful. Okay. So no personalization. What's it made out of? This has got a lot of detail in it as to what it's made out of. Is it for an adult or a child? Okay. Oh. Any extra items it includes. Okay. So she's putting that information in there. And I love that she included, this is a perfect example of people who forget to put the information in there as to what else they get. A lot of us include cardstock things that our products come on, or different things, and we don't ever detail that in the listing. This is beautiful because she says it includes a description card plus an instruction card about how to use her product. Okay, that could be the selling point for some people in making sure that you've told them that that's part of it. Okay, so that's part of why that question's in there, is don't forget to answer it. Doesn't have to be beautifully typed out. Just give the tool the information. Okay. Do you know what category it's going to be in? She's listed a lot of different categories here, and her 3 holidays. So she broke the rule and went a little higher. And so it will be interesting. So she put other occasions. It may have a little trouble deciding which of those it's going to focus on because she's given it a lot, but having those occasions listed in there may produce additional terms and stuff that it's going to provide for her. Okay. It was important for me. She messaged me later and was like, can you please put it that it's made in the USA, because her customer base loves that piece. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to purchase this one. That's all it is going and purchasing that block of text you've created. Okay. Where did I go? There I am. Okay. I'm going to go purchase this one again and also check and make sure that our output has come for the first one that we did. And again, I'm giving you lots of detail to know how to use this the best. We are 30 minutes into this. This will not take you 30 minutes. If it is taking you 30 minutes to complete, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Talk to me about what's not working and we'll go from there. Okay. I'm checking out again here. Yes, I'm buying my own listing because that's how it produces the information that we're getting here. Okay, give me just a second again. Let me know if you have any questions. We're about to see the answers. Give me a heart if you love what you've seen so far and you're so excited to see the answers, because you're going to freak out. Orders being processed. See, that one much faster because I don't have to put all my codes and stuff in. Okay, let me go over here. Oh, I just went to my email and y'all are trying this with me. And I freaking adore that. My action takers are, oh, yes. Okay. 1, 2, 5, 6. So I'm looking at my output. All right. Let me go back to my screen so that I can share this with you. Those of you all who are using it and have started to get your answers, please sound off in the comments and tell me what you're seeing. All right. Can you see? Hold on. It's getting there. This email that comes. Okay. It says your listing is ready and it has your order number in the top of it. Okay. This is amazing. All right. Can you tell I'm just a little bit excited about how this is going to change your business? And it's changed mine for 9 months. I've literally had so many conversations with people over the last couple of days who are like, I'm excited to list again. I'm excited to make new things because it doesn't feel overwhelming. So let's talk about what we have here. We are going to get that listed first, okay, so that we can get it up on social. So with that, we have an example Amazon title, an example Amazon description with all of the things related to what we gave it, okay? It's got your first paragraph, second paragraph, bullet points, all of the things. Style keyword ideas. If you don't sell on Amazon, you have no idea what these are, that's fine. Ignore it. You're still going to get the output and you can go back and use them 6 months later when you do get on Amazon, because that's your next goal, right? Okay. Somebody said, love their results, going to help make your listings work well together. Perfect. That's exactly the goal. All right. So style keywords are going to be listed here. And I've gone back and forth as to whether or not I wanted these to have commas in them or not. Some people want them to have commas in them so that they can see them, the separation kind of what the tool is doing. But I found that more people did not want it to have the commas in it, because what they were doing was taking this entire box here and going to a character counter and removing the words that they didn't want in there in order to get their style keywords down to the characters that they needed. And so I had somebody ask, well, why don't you have this just create the 100 characters that Amazon style keywords allows? Because I want you to have the ability to put in the words that you know mean the most. Okay. So you're not going to be able to copy all of this into your Amazon style keywords, but you have more broader options now than you probably ever have in trying to come up with this stuff on your own. Okay. Same answer for the search terms. This is way more than 249 characters right here, guys. But what I have found in watching how people use this is they want to take this box, go into a character counter, remove any duplicate words if there are any, and then take out the words that don't mean as much to them in making sure that it's in this listing until they get to 249 characters. So I wanted to give you a bigger blowout of options rather than saying these are the 249 that you have to use. That's not my goal, is to limit and to feel like your creativity and your ideas that can come from this are squelched. My idea or my desire is for you to have even more things that you can choose from as you list. Okay. Now let's go to Etsy. Those of my people who are Etsy sellers, which I know a lot of you all are Amazon if you're following me, but if you are an Etsy seller, you know that to find true success on Etsy, listing your items multiple times based off the focus that each of those listings has is where success comes from. So on Amazon, the same listing has to cover all of the things. On Etsy, if you wanted to focus on Christmas versus Mother's Day versus birthday, guess what that means on Etsy? It means 3 different listings. So what this tool is creating for you is 3 Etsy titles, lots of tag options, same as before where with Amazon, I wanted to give you more than enough options so that you can pare it down. I left the commas in here so that when you get it down to a place that you want, you can copy it into the Etsy tags and it will separate those out for you. Okay, so beautiful. I love it. The use case of each of these for the platforms has been very, very thoroughly thought out, and I'm excited to see how you all use it. Okay, so we talked about 3 different Etsy titles. It's also going to generate for you 3 different Etsy descriptions. This is based off Mother's Day. This one is based off Christmas. And this one is based off of a focus that she had given it inside of that block that she filled out. So this one is focused on fashion designers. Okay. Next option is Shopify. Here's a Shopify title, also a description that you can use and adapt however you see fit. Okay. I have done a lot of work. Each platform, it operates very, very differently. And so I've done a ton of work inside of this tool to make sure that it's going to give you something that is as close to possible as just being able to copy and paste. And I feel like for 99% of you, what is going to generate here, you could just copy and paste and put it up into Amazon, Etsy, and Shopify just like this. Because for some of you, that is the struggle, is just the massive amounts of listings that you have to crank out in order to feel like the world can see your things and to just feel caught up. Okay. So for a lot of you, how you're going to use this tool is you're going to just take what produces here and get it up. And then you might go optimize it later if you see that these things are not working. Another option that I'm going to see, or that I have seen from people use, and that I know that some of you all will fall in this lane, is that you see this and you're like, okay, that Shopify title is like 90% there. I might swap this word out or move this around so that a different focus can come on a different keyword that you know that you want to focus on more. Okay. This is yours. This is your data. This is your information. This is your listing stuff. So you can manipulate it and change it around however you want on the platforms. Okay. One question that I've gotten that I want to address before we go into the kind of how to turn around and promote these items is my item going to come out with the exact same result as someone else who sells a very similar item to me? And the answer is absolutely not, for lots of reasons. One, I have set up the tool where it is not pulling from past instances. It is not pulling from past data pulls. It is not pulling from past information that was inputted, be it your information, be it someone else's information. So it is strictly based off of the quality of the data and the information that you put in that box when you go to purchase that listing. Okay. So if you give me a really crappy description the first time around, and then you have a new listing that's the same version, but it's pink instead of blue, but you give me all the information in the world, you're going to have drastically different results even between those two. Okay. With it not pulling from its own past instances or someone else's, you're going to get more varied titles, descriptions, keywords, all of that based off of just the newness of it running, but also the differences of what you can give it inside the listing based off of what changes between your products. Okay. So I know that was a big concern for people is if I sell a mama sweatshirt and one of my other clients also sells a mama sweatshirt, are we going to have the exact same listing up on Amazon? Absolutely not. These are not pulling from each other's mama's descriptions. They're not pulling from each other's mama's sweatshirts data runs, nothing. Okay. So these are going to be independent and fully based off of what you give it in the tool. Okay. So now let's talk about the next beautiful part of it, that this came about 3 months into my iteration. I was like, great, this is working for me to get my listings up super fast, but I still want to turn around and promote it. Okay. So now I have it provide Pinterest titles, Pinterest descriptions, and this is not going to be a whole Pinterest diatribe where we go down a whole rabbit hole, but many of you all use Pinterest kind of in the, I hate to say the correct way because I'm not a Pinterest expert by any means, but my goal when I post to Pinterest is not to post the same thing one time. If I have 10 images, all 10 of those images are going up for that product, but they're going up with separate titles and descriptions. Okay. So that's where this is generated from, is 10 titles and descriptions. Pick your favorite, pick one or two, at least pick one and work on making it super easy to get that product up on Pinterest. Okay. Let's keep scrolling though. Social media caption ideas. Again, not a whole diatribe because I have a whole little workshop course on it, everything, but this evolved because we use SocialBee. And SocialBee for us, I have a lot of automations that go that as soon as I put a picture, a photo into a certain folder, it automatically blasts up to SocialBee and in a draft format. So what happens is these examples here of 20 different captions, my VA who does my social media, because I have honed this tool in so well, I trust that whatever this creates for her as far as captions, she's allowed to use. So guess what? I don't approve captions. I don't look at them. She gets the images that automatically go up. She gets these captions and she posts it. She schedules it. She sets it to recurring inside of SocialBee, and it continues to work for me as long as I let that photo work for me. Okay. But if you're not doing something so advanced as what we're kind of doing with SocialBee, I sure hope that you're at least taking these photos and putting it into Planoly or Meta Business Suite where you're scheduling these things out. You don't have to think about the social media captions that you need to be using for this. Okay. And my favorite part is the email blasts. Okay. Because you will not ever, and I know this sounds drastic, but you will never truly be a standalone business that is not so dependent on another platform if you cannot work on getting your own brand and your own website and your own email list. People's biggest struggle is, what in the world do I email them? Okay. Guess what? You get to email them about your new products. But I've formatted this in a way where it is not just going to give you a salesy email blast. It's going to give you subject, preview, and email body. But some of these are a little more interactive. Okay. Some of these are going to be a little more just presenting to the customer what the product is. Pick and choose your favorites, okay? But you can now do all of the things related to listing this product. If you wanted to get it up on Amazon, if you wanted to get it up on Etsy, and you wanted to get it up on Shopify, you could do that from the moment of starting to type in that box, okay, on the listing page that we started with. Start to type in that box and answer those questions. From that moment to filling that out, receiving your output, and getting it up on Etsy, Amazon, and Shopify, I have done it in as fast as 15 minutes on all 3 platforms. And that's with 3 Etsy listings going up. Like it is literally taken out all of the frustration and all of the struggles that my clients have, that I have. The guys, that if you didn't hear the very beginning of this tool was just mine. I was kind of hoarding it all for myself because I created it for me, because I needed all of my things to work better and faster for me. Okay. But then people were like, what the crap did you just do? How did you do that so fast? Okay. And then it evolved into, okay, well, how can I make this something you all can use? Okay. Let's go to our other example here that we received. Let's go back here. And this is the second one that we put in. Come on. So this is our rosary example that we showed. And this is coming to, it will come to her as an example. It came to me right now because I'm the one who purchased the listing, but I'm going to give this to her afterwards. So as you can see, it's come up with an Amazon title, description, style keywords, tons of search terms that I never would have thought about had I not used this tool for her. Okay. If I were trying to list this product for her, I can guarantee I never would have come up with most of these search terms that are in here. Okay. Even using fancy tools, you still have to have somewhere to start. If you're trying to do analyzation on which things to optimize and which keywords to make them more important, guess what? You still have to know what keywords to put in there to figure out which ones are best. This takes all the guesswork away. Okay. So she's got an Amazon title, description, style, keywords, and search terms. She's got 3 different options for her Etsy titles. Notice they are focused very differently. This is very mother focused, talking about recovery support, Mother's Day spiritual gift, gift for worried mothers. This listing is drafted drastically different than this one. Okay. Guess what? Both could and should work on those platforms. Okay. Because on Etsy specifically, because the goal is to have it up in multiple ways. Okay. She's got tons of Etsy tag options to play with here. She's got 3 different Etsy descriptions. And then we go to Shopify. And if you all tell me you can't tackle Shopify because it's just too hard or it's just another platform, this is a reason why you can't tell me that excuse anymore. All you have to do is open up Shopify, create a new listing, drop your images in there, paste this, and move on. Let Google start to do its work, even if you don't plan on trying to fully launch your Shopify and put it out into the world and all of this and that. Get that listing up. Use this. Okay, please. Let this be the thing that takes the hurdles away for getting this to move forward. Okay, so she has her Shopify information. She has 10 titles and 10 Pinterest descriptions. So she can post this to Pinterest with multiple different images and different focuses. Okay. Social media captions. She's got 10 options up here, 10 options down here, and then email blast ideas. Some of them have emojis. Take the emojis out if you don't want them. The beauty of it is you can adapt this however far you want to take it. Okay. Sound off inside the comments and let me know what you think. And I have one more kind of announcement to make related to it that will be a future iteration of what's coming. And if you are one of my 2 volunteers who let me use your descriptions to fill that out as we were working through this, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will email these results to you because they're yours. They're not mine. So they will come to you inside of the chats that we've been having outside of this live. Okay. So tell me what you think and if you've tried it while we are on the live. Okay. Because taking action, like, guys, this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But let me tell you about the other no-brainer that's coming. I know that for many of you, you are just going to take this and copy it or adapt it in your own way. Bravo. Okay. I know that some of you are going to then take this information and still spend time dumping it into whatever optimization platform that you have. Okay. The link for purchase is in the description to this live video. I will post it here. I can post it in the comments here too, real quick, but it's in the link to this live video, in the description of this live video. I'm sorry. Many of you are going to try to attempt to optimize that yourself, which is great, but it still takes your time. It's still a hurdle and a roadblock to getting that listing up, because you don't want to just take this. You want to make sure that you're hitting the highest, most engagement, lowest traffic source that you can, or long tail keyword that you can possibly get. Okay. So my future iteration that will be coming to you is an upgrade for a price you will not be able to turn down, for having it optimized by an expert in each specific platform. Okay. So if you want to just do this easy version where it just cranks it out to you and you have all your results in 10 minutes, you want to get everything listed in 15 and go about your merry way to where you can get back to making, fantastic. But if you want to make sure that this beautiful product that you have spent all this time on can be optimized for Amazon, Etsy, and Shopify, there will be an upgraded option. My guess is in a couple weeks, I've still got to work out a couple of the automations in the back end to make sure that those people that are helping me with that, actual humans who are going to be going in and using their crazy expensive tools that analyze which keywords are going to perform the best for you. And they're going to come back with an optimized Amazon, Etsy, and Shopify listing for you, tailored for you, no one else. That's what's going to turn around and go up onto your listings as soon as you get that back from them. The turnaround time, we are hoping to keep it at like 3 business days, ideally, unless you all bombard us. Again, that piece of it is not available yet. But I know that that's going to be some people's hang up is, okay, yes, great. I got this listing in 10 minutes, but I still have to do a whole lot of work running it through the apps and the programs that I pay for and figuring out which keywords. No, you don't. I'll do it for you. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay. With or without the expert optimization, this on its own is beautiful. And I want to see you taking action. There's literally no reason why you cannot have 5 listings up by the end of this week. You know what? I had the idea this morning. I might run like a Facebook challenge, a free Facebook challenge, or maybe a little bit paid, so that you all are a little incentivized to do this. But maybe we create like a Facebook challenge group where we list a lot to prepare ourselves for whatever upcoming season. I know a lot of y'all are Mother's Day hard hitting sellers. I get real excited about this, guys. What could happen to your shop if you had 50 more listings up before Mother's Day? Like, seriously, what could happen to your sales and to your traffic and to your people and to your business if you had 50 more listings up? Hell, even 100 more listings up before Mother's Day. What would that do? Like, there's no reason to not be taking action and getting back to the piece that we love of making beautiful, freaking high quality product. The listing part should not be what hangs you up. Okay. All right. I've gone on for an hour. This, as you can tell, I'm a little passionate. So what I want you to do is to do one of them, and then come back either to this live or post in the group or something and tell me what you think. I do have a couple new iterations, additions that I'm going to add to it. I will post those when they're done. I still need to tweak them a little bit before I kind of release them to the world. But it's another platform that you all can list on that I know a lot of you list on. I just have to make sure I can kind of perfect that prompt a little bit to make sure that you're getting results that would work for you. So it might just be that you run it once and you just get this happy surprise that there's even another piece of output for you to use. So I understand photography might be your bottleneck, but guess what is now not your bottleneck? You can now focus on photography and figure that out, because think about the mental strain that happens when you know, oh man, I made this beautiful thing. I'm so incredibly proud of this. Look at this. Okay. Oh, dang. Now I have to take photos. I have to list on Etsy. I have to list on Amazon. I have to get it on my Shopify. I got to schedule out into social media. I got to get it on Pinterest. I got to send an email blast. Guess what? The only thing now that you get to focus on is the photography and making it better. I'm not a photographer. I can't help with that part, but I can now help you with all the rest. Okay. Sound off in the comments of this as you do it. Okay. I'm going to sign off and I'm going to let you all play with it. Please DM me if you have questions, if something's not clear, but use these examples that you've seen and tell me how it's working for you. I have people who are already using the things that without optimization are getting favorites, they're getting views, they're getting seen, and they've only been up a day. Okay. So take action. Just do it. Let's get back to making the pretty things. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me on a Tuesday morning. I got to go do some work. Thanks, guys.